Watch what happens. Yes, watch what happens now. Deep in the heart of you and me. See how free you can truly be when you choose. When you choose, when you choose. When you choose bliss and ecstasy and joy. Joy supreme when you choose peace and harmony inside. When you choose, yes, when you choose. Welcome. My name is D. D for Divine, D for Deva, D for D. So you can call me D. And this is another episode of the Golden Age Ascension Report. And I'm basically speaking from Hope, BC, where you see me just behind me. There is Mount Ogilvy. I'm a homegrown Canadian, living in British Columbia, living in a little bit of paradise. Now today, wow, it's gorgeous weather here in Hope, BC, by the way. I think you can see the how gorgeous it is right behind me. It happens to be idyllic day. Today's the 18th of September, and it was tomorrow on the 19th makes it 10 days, or 10 days from the 8th of September. I believe it was the 8th of September that the Queen's death was announced to the world. She was dead actually before that, for some people say for a few years. At any rate, the white hats, the good guys on the planet, I believe, have chosen this time to announce the Queen's death because it's a marker. It is a milestone. When the Queen's death was announced to the world, it began a protocol, 10 days in England at any rate for her so-called funeral, so on and so forth. And the new king coming in, King Charles III. Apparently, here's the game. The Queen was a marker. The Queen is symbolic of the Queen in 5D chess. 5D chess is what's been happening on the planet for a few years now, led by basically the good earthly alliance, the positive earthly alliance on this planet, which has 8,000 key members, military, intelligence, political leaders, and as well as tens of thousands of soldiers who are basically following the orders given to them by the white hats. They're called the white hats, or the positive contingent on the planet Earth. The good guys, the Earthly Alliance, different names. And of course on the other side, the other team opposing them is the Cabal, the Deep State. So this particular video and all the other videos, I'll probably touch a little bit on what the Cabal is up to and what the White Hats is up to, because I call it the Golden Age Ascension Report, and it's all about the Golden Age. It's all about the ascension. It's all about the tribulation that leads to the ascension. It's all about basically the age that we are segueing into, that we are transitioning into, as foretold correctly by the Mayan people in their Mayan calendar, which ended in the end of December 2012. Apparently they weren't off for two reasons. One is that their calendar is basically 13 days off the Gregorian calendar that people in most of the world, the West, Europe, have been using. Gregorian calendar is a different setup, and it's not really quite the truth. The Mayan calendar is much closer. We know because they are masters at mathematics and many other things. And in fact, just as an aside, the Mayan people in throughout Central America and parts of Mexico and a couple other Central American countries, they actually were connected with the Maya sun, which is in the Seven Sisters Pleiades sun cluster, with Alcyone being the central sun. Maya is one of the suns, and our planet Earth is a sister sun. We are actually the 8th star in that system. So we kind of revolve around Alcyon with Maya and the other sons, and it was the Mayan people in those countries that were connected to that sun, and they may have even been extraterrestrials that came down. That's how they knew so much about astronomy and mathematics and the great celestial ages, and how they were able to build their calendars. Their calendar was not just one calendar, it was many calendars actually. And the longest calendar was basically the age of this particular universe since the Big Bang, either 13 or up to 16 billion years ago. No one knows the exact amount of time, but this is a Big Bang that happened back then. And as well, there are actually, it seems, infinite other Big Bangs, and they happen when the black hole of some system, some universe, basically has sucked all the energy and light into it, and there's a white hole at the other end, and the white hole pushes out the energy, the matter, in another Big Bang. And we have these endless Big Bangs. So we are just one of many Big Bangs. By the way, it's also known as the breaths of Brahma, the days and nights of Brahma, or the breaths of Brahma. Breath out, creation, breath in, dissolution. The breaths of Brahma, the days of Brahma, days and nights of Brahma, in, out, in, out, in, out, on and on for eternity, so they say. So we are on the second part of the 7th episode. So it is dear to my heart, mainly because I'm into 7. And that's one of the kicks that I got into in my lifetime, and I know a few other people that certainly got into this. And when I place the final image that goes on the front page of Chapter 7 in my book, I put in a geometry created by my friend Darren as Vibe. He created that geometric, very complex geometric shape form made totally out of sevens, basically 7 stars, stars, and 7 points. And so at any rate, 7 is dear to my heart because that is the law of 7. That is the 7th chapter in my book. That is this 7th episode in the Golden Age Ascension Report. And that is the magical number 7. And the very first page of that title, I went into what the Sefer Yetzirah, very ancient Hebrew text, were basically describing, explaining about the meaning of 7 and the importance of 7, and how it is actually probably the most magical of all numbers. If you ever get to the book and you get to the first page, you'll see that quote, you'll see that marvelous geometry of 7 by my friend Darren, and you'll get all the info in Chapter 7 on basically the law of 7. I'm not going to go into the law of 7 right now, some other time perhaps. Enough to say that the law of 7 is basically throughout our universe. It runs our universe. It is within the laws and harmonies and laws of music. It's the law of 7 is basically the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, meaning do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, 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 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, 1, 7. So this law of 7 basically is part of what the harmony of music is all about. But before harmony was discovered in music, it was actually the sages or the seers or the Buddhas of the past who understood about it. They even say it was the ancient most Buddhas who created the harmony in music based on the law of 7. At any rate, continuing, we are in this part B of episode 7. And as in most other episodes, I'll go a little bit into what's happening in the world, because that pertains to our golden age. Everything that I go into ultimately will pertain to the golden age, whether we are in or focusing on the tribulation, which is the negative side of the golden age, well, the transition into the golden age. We haven't yet entered it. Some say 24, 25. I have at least 3 or 4 different sources that I know of, and one is very high beings in India who says 24, 25. Major things happening on our planet. Either enough human beings wake up and go into enlightened states so that their positive energy will more or less balance what's happening on the planet, but if enough people don't get enlightened, then the balance may not happen perfectly, and certain negative things may happen, a certain amount of human beings may die, for whatever reasons. It's all out of our hands. It's all basically our transition into this golden age. And what happens in 24, 25, how it happens, only God knows. We are now in the tail end of 2022 in September, just 9 days after I believe the White Hats declared the death of the Queen of England, who is, by the way, it should be noted, yes, many people love the Queen of England. I'm sure she was a lovely lady in her human form. Unfortunately, she may not have just been human. Some say she may have been a reptilian. At any rate, she was the false matriarch, the false matrice, who helped to create the false matrix on our planet, which was run by a triple-pointed power structure, triple-centered power structure, which was Vatican in Rome, in Italy, the City of London in London, and Washington, D.C., in the state of Washington. Each one of these entities, the Vatican, the City of London, and Washington, D.C., is a separate entity. They are not a part of the country. They're not part of the city. They're a separate entity on their own. This is Washington, D.C., where we have our present resident, fake President Biden, who is supposed to be running the country. And in fact, from all the information I've picked up, Biden has never even set foot in the White House in Washington. It's actually guarded by military. And even if he had gone, I think he may have gone once, they wouldn't let him or Kamala Harris into the White House. It's actually been totally unoccupied all this time. At any rate, if I can remember where we are, we'll continue. See, the thing is, now that I'm past my 60s, well past my 60s, and into my 70s, and like I say, I'm over the hill, and I'm picking up speed, so sometimes I forget where I am. Sometimes the old Alzheimer's, the old Alzheimer's, but it actually won't. Because I'm into music. I'm a musician, and I'll be doing these videos and improvising them to a certain degree, and that way I'm going to keep my brain sharp. Studies have apparently been done that musicians have less chance of getting Alzheimer's than other people. Anybody uses their brain, the muscles of their brain, steadily, somewhat, every day, basically is using the brain, the muscles that are necessary to keep the brain healthy. And there's other things that we can do also, not to get Alzheimer's, by the way. Since we're coming into a new age, in fact, there will be the med beds. They are coming. They are coming within a year. They've already been created. They've already been mass-produced. They're waiting in certain countries in the world, and they are part of the outer golden age that we are going to be entering. And it's likely they'll come out sometime in the next year. So some of the new positive technology will be arriving on the planet, will be allowed into the, basically to enter into the world of humans, as we begin to get free of the negative, the dark control system on this planet, which we are doing because as I speak, the White Hats, the Positive Military Alliance, the over 8,000 top leaders in our world, all countries around the world, including America, including Russia, including India, even including aspects of China, because it is said that Xi is in the process of basically bringing China out of the CPP, the Chinese Communist Party, and into a republic, a democratic country, a free country. God willing, that will happen. We want it to happen because the people of China deserve to have a wonderful world, just like all people around the world are entitled to have a new golden age, a new wonderful world, which is made up, by the way, of the inner golden age and the outer golden age. And let me just go into this a little bit before I probably will put an end to this little video, just a short video. The golden age is both an inner golden age and an outer golden age. As I've explained it in my book, which are basically the last two chapters. The inner golden age refers to ultimately the light that's released in the being, the human being, the frequency that's raised to the point of light, that resonates with light, with love, that basically the enlightenment. This is what the inner golden age is, and it is a possible enlightenment for not just for a few people, but it may be for a mass, if certain groups on this planet who are working on the inner golden age, that aspect of the golden age, and if they manage to enlighten more and more people, then they and other groups around the world, many Buddhist groups, so on and so forth, will also be helping to anoint human beings, to help awaken them to the higher energies, to the enlightenment, to the light, to basically unity consciousness with all that is, with their ancient source, the infinite creator. By the way, the extraterrestrials, of which there are many benign extraterrestrials, there are over 95% of the ones that are there. The negative are only a small percentage. All those extraterrestrials, many of whom are already basically hanging around our planet, many in decloaked ships, many in from other dimensions, many beings from many systems, many solar systems, galaxies, universes, are all very aware of what's happening on the planet and are actually here monitoring what is happening on this planet. One of the most amazing things to come to appreciate about this planet, what we call Earth, Mother Gaia, Terra, to many extraterrestrials, is we are a very special and a very precious, gifted planet. Mother Earth, who is a sentient, living consciousness, she is now in the process and may have even already upgraded to the next level, which is, I believe, is upper fourth density, chakra level, considered the fifth dimension. But maybe the Earth actually upgrades to the fifth density, which is sixth dimension. Human beings are going to upgrade up to the upper fourth density or chakra level, and there will be many that will upgrade up into the fifth density, chakra level, fifth level, sixth level of consciousness. And that means ultimately those people who will reach the fifth density will be living in a world within and without, within their being and without their being, 100 times greater than in the world that we have in right now. We are going to be entering an amazing age with so many magnificent things taking place. We will consider them miraculous, but it will turn out to be just normal life in that higher dimension, the upgrade for humans from third to fourth and fifth density level. It's a little confusing with the densities or levels and the dimensions according to the dimensions as related by the Pleiadian beings. But basically, a density level or a chakra level or a level that man's going up to, which is we're going from third dimension to fourth to fifth. According to the Pleiadian model, actually the third density is the fourth dimension. The fifth density is the fifth dimension. The fifth density is the sixth dimension, so it's one different, but at any rate, the point is we're being upgraded to a higher level, and that's all that matters. And for those human beings that are learning about this, that are awakening to this, that are open to this, then you will discover and find out all the information you need from many sources, besides myself. There are books, there are people, there are citizen journalists, there are many internet influencers, there are many people that are speaking on many sites, many social medias on the internet that will be basically communicating essentially the same things that I'm communicating, because we're all on the same team ultimately. We are part of the Patriots, World Patriots. We're part of the White Hats. We stand with the White Hats. We stand with goodness. We stand with President Trump, who did win the election, by the way, back there in 2020. According to the military, who has all the information, and it will be declared very shortly, probably within months, to the American people. President Trump won 80 million votes, possibly more. The resident, Biden, won possibly 15 million. But in this game, because the Democrats are such good cheaters, Biden seems to be the president. And the Democrats 100% cheated on so many levels, in so many ways, including the Dominion voting machines, Dominion voting system, which is hackable and can be basically connected up to the internet through a back door, And then there are servers. One of them was a server right there in Germany that received the connection from the Dominion voting machines in America, in most of the states, during the 2020 election. And that server was able to basically flip votes from Trump to Biden. And there is proof of that. I'm going to give the proof right now. I have seen, and I can get the video and find it and put it back on the internet somehow. I have seen videos of mathematicians who did their graphs of the vote that went on that day, in November in USA in 2020, and the graphs showed Trump on top, Biden on bottom, and the graph was slowly going up. And then around approximately 10 at night, 10, 10:30, 11, the graph stopped completely. And then about 3-4 hours later, in the early morning, 4, 5, 5:30 in the morning, it went back on. The graphs continued. But this time, you see the graph starting after those 3-4 hours of nothing happening. It started and it went straight up. And then it continued. But now, instead of Trump being on top, the top part of the graph, it has Biden on the top part of the graph. And then it goes like that. Now, according to these mathematicians, this graph, doing what it did, going, stopping, starting again, and with it going straight up, that is an impossibility. That shows something flipped the votes, and it had to flip tens of thousands of votes, maybe hundreds of thousands, in order to go straight up and in order for Biden to be in the front. And this went on in all key states, all key swing states, which I believe is Pennsylvania, Arizona, Georgia, and a few other ones that doesn't come. Arizona, perhaps, I think I said Arizona. At any rate, the point is, in these swing states, the crucial states, that's when these graphs, and they did graphs for many of the states, by the way. These graphs showed, and this, I've seen two different graphs, two different states, and they both went straight up with Biden in the lead. Anyways, I'm going to finish off with no more necessary to go on to that. I just want to give a few little things of what's happening right in our world as I speak. In September, there is a Queen's death. Now, what happened actually leading up to this was at that date, approximately the 8th of each month, and I mentioned this in the previous video, on the 8th of July, I believe the Georgia Guidestones were destroyed by the White Hats in the state of Georgia in USA. This was in July. And then we know on August 8th, President Trump was raided by the FBI, Mar-a-Lago, and now it seems September 8th, and I believe it's the 8th, Queen's death was announced to the world, and now we have October 8th coming up, and it's October 8th, something major may be happening, and November 8th is the midterm elections in the USA, which is actually pivotal, but many people are saying that the cabal will do enough red flags and basically fear episodes that people will not go and vote on the November 8th. And because of that, President Trump has told the military, who is totally with Trump and has been with Trump ever since, basically, they never left Trump. They never stopped supporting Trump. These military leaders, there's a few military leaders that are not on the side of the White Hats. Very few. Most of the top military leaders are with Trump. At any rate, he told the military, all right, go ahead, start doing the arrests seriously, mass arrests, go at them full force. He actually was telling them to hold back, just up until very recently, until he realized from the information he has that it may be that the November 8th elections will not be happening due to the cabal's maneuvering. They're a little totalitarian tiptoes, they're a little manipulation. So now major things will be happening because a lot of major arrests will be taking place, and soon America and the world will hear about these arrests. We'll see some of the videos that they have of the tribunals going on in Gitmo and other places in the world. Arrests based on affidavits. No, what's the other word? There's a word for it. But anyways, it's these legal papers, sealed indictments. And my understanding, I've heard different figures, but I've come to understand there's actually over 300,000 sealed indictments. And now they're going to start opening these indictments. And as well, in October, Durham, a special investigator will be doing his court. And basically he will win this one because, for various reasons, which I won't get into, he will win his court, and Tchenko, kind of a Russian spy or double spy, was involved, and it basically will cause the downfall of Hillary Clinton. And then next will be the downfall of Obama. These are coming. There will be proof of their treason, of their cheating, of their evil. And all this is going to be coming out in the next 2 months, leading up to the midterms, which may or may not happen, but leading to other things which will happen. By the end of 2022, this year, things will be hopping. Basically, things will be popping like popcorn. All we do is have to watch what's coming, because it's all meant to come to a head, which is doing. And the Durham report and the Durham court trial, which has been very slow, like a turtle going along, is now going to come to their main court case, which they will win. They did not win their last court case, by the way, if anyone knows what Durham was up to. It was done, that court was in Washington, and in fact it was chosen for Washington because they knew the jury and the judge would be totally biased. So in the end, the lawyer Sussman was let go. He said, oh yeah, no proof. They didn't have enough proof to show that Sussman shouldn't get any jail time or any fines or anything. They knew this would happen because doing this case in this way, they had to reveal a lot of evidence, and that evidence is now in federal court. With evidence in federal court, it can be presented in any other federal court, used as further evidence, proof, evidence. We're coming to the end of this video, and as we come to an end, I'm going to bring my little tablet closer to the creek that goes by. I wonder if you can hear it. Let's try. We're going to bring it right to the beautiful creek that runs by my place right here in Hope. I'm going to shut up. Do you hear this creek? Little creek going by. The water bubbling and burbling. I hear it. Hope someone else hears it. So here we are in Hope, coming to the end of this episode 7, here in my eternal Golden Age Ascension Report. Direct from Hope, BC, Canada. This is D, a hopeful hippie, a hippie, artist, philosopher, someone who likes to yap. Sitting in my chair, lounging in my chair. Oh yeah, there's shadow there. Anyways, it's the end. I'm going to fire the lighting people after this video. We're coming to the end. All I can say is, not much else. Hallelujah. Yea for the good guys. Praise be the Lord. In service to the infinite Creator. This is what's said by many, many highly evolved positive ETs. In service to the infinite Creator. Sayonara. From Hope. With hope. Namaste. When you choose love over hate, positive over negative, when you choose peace over fear, when you choose sweet harmony, yes, when you choose God, yes, when you choose God, choose bliss and ecstasy, and see how free you can truly be. Yes, choose peace and joy, you're supreme. Yes, when you choose peace and love. Yes, when you choose peace and love.